of the more common questions was, where do I start? Where do I start? And I suggested the place to start is step one in the 6-step plan, which is gather your data. Gather your data. Find out how many plans you're on, how many active patients you have on each plan, and what the resignation notice is for each one of those plans. So that's the 3-step process of know your data. Name of every plan. Secondly, how many active patients you have on each one of those plans. You can grab that from your practice management software. And third, what is the resignation notice? Now, that resignation notice is buried on page 287 of the PPO contract you signed. Well, it might be 283, but it's buried in a little tiny fine print. Don't bother looking through it there. Just have your admin team member, your office manager, call the insurance company and just be transparent. Hey, we're considering resigning. How much notice do I have to give you? And they are required to give you that information. The other thing you need to know, and Naren, maybe we could help our listeners with that, you need to know what your typical discount is from your usual fee to the contracted fee. Many dentists don't know what they're writing off because they enter their contracted fees into their practice management software. Only 10% of the dentists in the country, statistically, enter their UCR fees. If you enter your UCR fees, then you enter the EOB in, and your software will do the calculation to determine what your insurance write-off was. Only 10% of the dentists do that. The other 90% enter their contracted fees. All 3 major practice management software programs, Dentrix, Eaglesoft, and Open Dental, encourage you to enter your contract fees in. And it's not insidious. They aren't siding up with the insurance companies there. It just makes it easier for you to track your collections that way. But Naren, maybe we could put our insurance write-off calculator in the in our show notes for this episode. Naren and I designed a custom Excel spreadsheet that with very little, 3 pieces of information, we can accurately tell you what you're writing off plus or minus 2%. With the degree of accuracy to plus or minus 2%. All we need to know is what your last year's collections were, ballpark figure, what percent of your patients have PPO plans. And again, you can get that from your practice management software. And then what your average discount percentage is, what the discount percentage is. It will typically be between 45 and 50%. And the way to do that, by the way, is to look at some common procedures. Look at your crown, look at your direct composite fillings, look at your prophy fees, and then look at what your UCR fee is for those, and look at what your contracted fee is, compute the percentage, and do that for 3 or 4 major services that you do a lot of. Put that percentage into the spreadsheet calculator, and then we'll tell you how much you're writing off annually. So the Excel spreadsheet will do the heavy lifting to tell you what you're writing off annually. And it might be sobering, but you're going to need the information, because if you don't have that information, you can't make good decisions. So that's where I would start. First of all, I would start with getting the data so that we're now operating with information, and then we can march through the rest of the plan, just like we would if we were reading a set of plans from the architect to build a building.